So this is Darci's Corner. It's July 5th, 2023. I'm still in Alberta. Um, Not really sure what I'm going to record on this one, so might be a bit of a ramble. But, if you're watching my stuff, you know that anyway. Just sitting here thinking about life and about my dog in particular. She's on my lap right now, and she refuses to leave me alone. Most mornings, I will take her and I will go to the dog park and I'll let her run around for a bit and maybe I'll read my book or something. I took her yesterday, but it had just rained, and so the benches were all real wet, so I didn't want to sit down, so I just wandered around the dog park a couple laps, and she enjoyed that. And then I went back in later in the evening, and the mosquitoes were out, so that was fun. Anyway, I'm reflecting on how the reason my dog loves me as much as she does is because she doesn't have a choice. There's nobody else here. I mean, I have a roommate, but he doesn't really pay much attention to her. I mean, he does a little bit, but not a lot. And so I'm the only social contact she has. So she doesn't really have a choice but to love me. She wants to love somebody, and I'm the one that's available. So, I mean, she genuinely loves me, and I'm pretty fond of her too, actually. But it is kind of a forced situation where she doesn't choose me. I'm the only option she has. So it's kind of a fake love. Like, it's a forced love is what I'm saying. Sometimes I hate being a smart person. I've been offered a job as a security guard, but I have to get a security guard license first. And so I'm taking the course. It's an online course, and there's only 8 little learning modules in it, and I've been through all 8, and I'm done those now. But I'm starting them some more because, well, the course forces you to take 40 hours of having the course running on your computer. And you have to click a little thing every 15 minutes to keep the timer going. See how all this shows up. Because I can't cut stuff in there. Now, I don't know if it shows up in reverse or not on there. But anyway, I'm at almost 20 hours now. I have 20 more hours to go of me just clicking on the site until I hit the 40-hour mark. And once I hit the 40-hour mark, then I can make a phone call or click on a thing and then take the test. That'll cost me $100 or $160 or something. And then I'll have a security license, and then I can go be a security guard anywhere in Alberta. Might be anywhere in Canada, I'm not sure, but anywhere in Alberta for sure anyway, I can go be a security guard. And that's not that I have any real desire to go be a security guard, but they're always hiring. And, I can be the person at the booth with a clipboard saying you can come in or you can go. That's fine. So that'll give me some employment options. And they're always hiring for those guys. And then my gender and stuff won't really matter, especially if they're desperate for people. I'll just tie my hair back, and I don't have any piercings or tattoos, so nothing to hide there. We'll see what they say with the nail polish, but hopefully they won't care about the nail polish. And then I'll be set. But if they do care, then I guess I'll take the nail polish off. So that'll be good for me employment-wise. Relationship-wise, my life is a mess. That's why I'm thinking about the dog and how much she loves me. Because she doesn't have a choice. In the last week, I've met 2 different trans people. One was a non-binary, the other one's a trans woman, but she very much looks and sounds like a he. And But I'm pretty flexible because I look and sound like a he, so I'm not judging that. But in both cases, they have mental capacity issues. The one young lady, um, yeah, you could just tell they live in a support home and they have trouble making friends and connecting with people. They don't have a phone. And they were hitting on me when I was at the food court at the mall the other day. And so we had a nice little conversation, and who knows? They're sending me messages now on Messenger and going, so if we do hang out, what are we going to do together? Oh, I don't know. Play video games, play cards. I wondered about the ethics of me dating a person like that because, I mean, I have to be the adult all the time, right? But I also wonder about the ethics of me not dating a person like that just because they happen to be special needs. You know, this is a consenting adult who has desires and dreams and wants to be themselves and seen as themselves. And so just because they have a mental capacity issue does not mean that they don't have feelings or that they shouldn't be loved. Then am I just taking advantage of a handicapped person? I mean, and they don't see themselves as handicapped, by the way. And, you know, they're not in that they have full control of their body and they're, you know, I don't know. And then there's this other person who I met like a year ago at a bar, but it's the arcade I go to, which is kind of a kids' family facility. And we sat and had a bit of a conversation. And I really wanted to get to know them better, but then they ran away for whatever reason while I was up on the stage singing karaoke. And then I ran into them again several months later at Walmart. And they gave me their Facebook information then. And I added them, and we had a few small conversations. And then the conversation stopped, so I let it go because I thought, well, maybe they weren't as interested in me as I hoped that they were. And then last weekend, or during the Canada Day celebration, they came and found me. Again, at this arcade bar that I go to, but I was only going there for a little bit, and then I was going to an adult bar after. And they followed me to the adult bar. And we sat and had conversations, and we both sang some karaoke songs. And then we went to a different club after because they wanted to go to a different club. And they wanted to play pool with me, and they wanted to dance with me. And oh, I love watching them dance. They could move. But they're significantly younger than I am. And then after talking to them for a bit, I realized they'd never been in a relationship before. They'd never dated before. So I'm their first date. And it went really well, the date. But then towards the end, they're like, well, I'm done now. I'm going to go home. But we'll talk again later. I said, okay, fine. But you don't answer your messenger. Also, I don't use messenger. Okay. But they wanted me to add them on Snapchat. So I added them on Snapchat. But they didn't add me back. So there's no conversation there. So I got no real way of contacting them. Because they're not responding to Messenger. And they haven't added me back on Snapchat. And they didn't give me their number. And when we were at the bar, the dance club, they were hoping their sister was going to be around. And they live with their brother, and, they also have a mental capacity issue. Like, I gathered that from the conversations we had and the things they were saying and, like, things they were doing. I'm like, oh, okay. But again, consenting adults, they're fine. But I was under the impression that mentally they were 13 or 14 years old. No, they're an adult. They're in their 20s, their mid-20s. But the way that they were responding to things and noticing things, I was like, oh. I don't think that mentally you're an adult. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that person, and I would still date that person if they wanted to date me. Um, I would never force them to do anything or anything like that, but it is a little frustrating that no matter what I do, I have to be the adult in the room because I am. Well, compared to them, I am for sure. You know, I'd like somebody to look after me for a change, but that's not going to happen. Uh, it's frustrating that I have to make the money. I have to make the decisions because these other people can't. They can make some decisions, like whether or not they want to be around me, and whether or not they want to be, whether or not they're interested in me. I hope that they are. I hope that it develops into something. I would happily date them. I mean, I'm not going to marry them, but that's because I'm already married, so I can't really get married again until I get divorced. I'm not really in a hurry to get divorced. And even if I got divorced, you know, if you have a person who has diminished mental capacity and they have government supports, and you marry them, they lose all that support from the government. We're much better off to just not get married. Anyway, so that's Darcy's Corner. I'm a little bit depressed because at least I have my dog who doesn't have a choice but to be here. Maybe I have one of these two people, or both, who knows. I'm polyamorous in nature. I would love to have um, multiple partners who don't hate each other or me for having multiple partners. Um, but, like, I still haven't even got one partner. So, anyway, this is a long ramble. I'll probably upload it because I always do, but feel free to not watch this one. This is just Darcy's update. Trying not to be depressed. Peace.